Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going to do a couple mic checks here. So checking mic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Checking mic 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, see, we have a couple people tuned in already. We will have senior night here in, I believe, about 15, 20 minutes. When that occurs, we will come back on. We'll turn on our mics so that you can watch and hear that. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you in a little bit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our senior night activities. We will first recognize our cheer seniors. Our first senior is Katie Atwood. Katie is joined by her parents, Scott and Tricia Atwood. Next is Anna Fawcett. Supported by Karen Clark and Roxanne Fawcett. Next we have Angel Hall. With Casey and Ronnie Hall. Next is Destiny Harris. With Timothy Ferguson and Justin Tridemore. Next is Darian McBride. With Mom Melanie McBride. And our final cheerleader is Olivia Wise. With parents Sharon and Jason Wise. Let's have one more round of applause for our senior cheerleaders. Our first basketball senior is Darius Basil. Supported by Derek and Billy Basil. Next is Isaiah Huggins. Supported by Colin and Kenny Huggins. Next is Cedric Johnson. With Cedric Johnson and Jen Mahler. Our next senior is Devontae Martin. With Dwight McNeil and Aisha Martin. Our next senior is Keegan Meyer. With parents Michelle Meyer. Our next senior is Ryan Schloss. Supported by Rich Schloss and Rob Schloss. Our next senior is Cam Bordemark. With Sean and Jared Bordemark. And our final basketball senior is Josh Webster. With parents Jeff Lee Webster. Got one more round of applause for our seniors tonight. Anyone wants to take extra photos, you can do that right now. We've got a couple of minutes.
Good evening and welcome everybody to Sidney High School. As you see the Piqua Indians getting ready to take the floor for their warm-ups. The Yellow Jackets should be shortly after, as we're about 20 minutes from the opening tip. My name is Greg Snyder from SHS TV Productions, along with Jackson Pettit. Jackson, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm ready to see some Sidney Yellow Jacket basketball.
All right, sounds good. And then I got Luke Bemis on the camera, and I got a couple guys helping me out with stats tonight. We hope to, I know we tried that last time and didn't go extremely well, but we hope that maybe we got some things fixed and it could go a little bit better. Well, obviously, let's start with the first thing, and that is we just got done with, an odd senior night. It certainly wasn't a normal one, but I'm glad that those kids got that senior night, a big senior class, Jackson. I know you know a lot of those kids, and I know that you had a senior night earlier this year. What are your thoughts on senior night?
I feel like senior night's a special night because it's, even if you're not a starter and you're not a key senior, maybe you're just a role player, even a bench player, it's that night for you to shine and be special, and the focus is on you that day.
Yeah.
And nothing else stops that, and I feel like that's just special for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw a very large senior class, both from the cheerleaders and from the basketball team. Thankfully, we do get two seniors back tonight. Vontae Martin is dressed tonight, and also Darius Basil. It doesn't look like either one of them will start, but I'm sure we'll see them early on. Obviously the Jackets come away with a really nice first game victory, but in a rivalry game, it's nice to get some of your guys back.
I think it's great, especially we're going to need them tonight. We need our size back because we played a lot of small ball last game, but it got the job done.
Absolutely. So we're going to pause for just a few minutes. We're going to check and see how that sounded with our mics and everything. We'll be back maybe with 5 or 6 minutes to go in warm-ups, and we'll kind of preview everything, tell you some key players and some stats from both sides as we get ready for the Yellow Jackets and the Indians. The Yellow Jackets at 1-0, Piqua at 0-1. Thanks for joining us, everybody, for Friday night basketball action. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for the Yellow Jackets and the Indians. I'd like to go over just a couple of roster things and stats coming into the ball game. What you're going to see is we're going to try out some new things. If they don't work, I promise we won't do them too much. But for instance, we'll start previewing the Piqua team. They're led in scoring last game by Drayshawn Roberts. Let me see if I can get that fixed here. Drayshawn Roberts, there you go. So what you're going to see is it should be the active game stats up there in the gray box. So obviously the game hasn't started yet, so you see a bunch of zeros. But underneath that, kind of small, you can see his averages. So Drayshawn Roberts comes in number 2, averaging 8 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Of course, the teams only have one game under their belt at this point. Next up, we're going to look at Bryson Roberts. Now, Bryson also averaging 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Did make 2 threes in that first ball game. The next scorers for the Indians would be number 5, Devin Seaver. He scored 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist last ball game. And then they had a couple other players score 4 points. Number 20, Dylan Cheney. Once again, 4 points and 9 rebounds inside, so nearly double figures in rebounds in the first ball game. Another key player for Piqua, number 21, Jarrell Lewis. Lewis also scored 4 points to go along with a rebound in that first ball game. And lastly, scoring 4 in the last ball game, number 11, Tanner Kemp. Kemp comes in averaging 4 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. In that ball game, Piqua fell in their opener, 46 to 34 to Butler. Obviously, the only contest of the year so far for Piqua. The Yellow Jackets had a really nice opening victory, Jackson. Missing some guys, still missing a couple tonight. Get a couple back, but had to be impressed with the way that especially some seniors that don't always play a ton or don't always play a starring role really had some nice ball games for the Yellow Jackets.
I think that a lot of the seniors stepped up, especially Camden Vordermark had an amazing game with 29 points, and it seemed like at least a double-double with his rebounds, but I feel like Isaiah Huggins hit some key threes, Ryan Sloss hit a key 3, just to really seal the game, and I feel like Deegan Myers played some amazing D.
Absolutely. And looking at some stats from that ball game, Yellow Jackets, we're struggling getting that to come up, so we'll look at that here in just a few minutes. But led in scoring, and you said it, Jackson, a huge ball game from Camden Vordermark. Vordermark with 29 big points, 12 rebounds to go along with 2 assists. Was 4 for 11 from the foul line, so it could have been an even bigger night, but it's hard to complain about the performance that Camden had. And not only did he do it offensively, but he also did it defensively.
He was an amazing all-around player. I feel like he was at every play. It was always just around the ball, wherever it was.
Cedric Johnson comes in averaging, obviously with only 1 game under his belt, 15 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. And we always knew that Cedric could run a team. We saw that in football. We saw that last year in basketball. But you had to be impressed being that second scorer in the absence of, Devin Taborn and Avante Martin and Jaden Swigert, some guys that are, you're going to expect to score some points. And Cedric really stepped up and put the ball in the bucket for the Yellow Jackets.
I've always known Cedric could really lead a team. He did an amazing job with this year with our football team, and just being able to see everything at once and just finding open lanes and just doing what he does, just getting to the rack.
Another senior, Isaiah Huggins, hit a couple of 3 balls for 6 points to go along with 2 rebounds and led the team in blocks with 3 blocks. Senior Deegan Meyer scored 6 points to go along with 7 rebounds, and I remember one of the biggest plays of the game. Deegan got a steal on one end. It was about an 8-point game. Fairborn had a chance to cut it to 6 or 5, but instead Deegan gets a steal, goes down, makes an and one, and for all intents and purposes kind of ended the game with about 3 minutes to go. All the Yellow Jackets had to do was hold on to the ball and not screw up. But Deegan Meyer coming back from injury last year, only got to play a couple of games. Really nice to see him have a good first ball game.
I know he's put a lot of work in with his rehab this year, and he's been ready to play. He was ready to play last year when he transferred here, and he just plays amazing defense.
Another senior, Ryan Sloss, one of the Jackets' better outside shooters, hit 1 3 on the ball game, 1 for 3, but scored 6 points to go along with 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, and something I was really impressed with on Ryan was just his all-around game. I think we all know that Ryan can shoot the ball, but his defense, he had some really nice passes and did some really nice stuff for the Yellow Jackets, not just shooting the ball.
He's been working hard in the gym this summer. I know about not just shooting the ball this first second he gets, it's just being an all-around team player, and I think it really showed last night.
Absolutely. And then Landon Davis scored a bucket for 2 points to go along with 2 rebounds. And Sam Reynolds, seeing some of his first varsity action, had 4 points for the Yellow Jackets. We're about 5 minutes from the tip. We'll be back to discuss the starting lineups and preview the game between the Yellow Jackets and the Indians. We'll be back in just a few moments. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're a minute from game time as we'll have the national anthem and the announcing of the starting lineups for both teams. Starting for the Yellow Jackets, they're going to start their same lineup. Number 1, Deegan Meyer. Number 2, Ryan Sloss. Number 12, Cedric Johnson. Number 21, Camden Vordermark. And number 22, Isaiah Huggins. So once again for the Yellow Jackets, number 1, Meyer. Number 2, Sloss. Number 12, Johnson. Number 21, Vordermark. And number 22, Isaiah Huggins. For the Piqua Indians, they're going to start number 2, Drayshawn Roberts, their leading scorer. Also number 5, Devin Seaver. Number 10, Keegan Patton. Number 20, Dylan Cheney, and number 21, Jarrell Lewis. Once again, for the Indians, number 2, Roberts, number 5, Seaver, number 10, Patton, number 20, Cheney, and number 21, Lewis.
Please rise for junior hats and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. And now for the starters. First, for the visiting Piqua Indians. A 6'1" sophomore, number 2, Dre Roberts. A 6' senior, number 5, Devin Seaver. A 6'1" senior, number 10, Keegan Patton. A 6'1" senior, number 20, Dylan Cheney. And a 6'2" senior, number 21, Jarrell Lewis. And now the starters for your Yellow Jackets. A 5'11" senior, number 1, Tegan Meyer. A 5'11" senior, number 2, Ryan Schwartz. A 5'10" senior, number 12, Cedric Johnson. A 6'1" senior, number 21, Cam Volkenberg. And a 6'1" senior, number 22, Isaiah
All right, Jackson getting ready for tip-off. Obviously, no secrets here. We're obviously pulling for the Yellow Jackets. We'll try to be as biased or as unbiased as we possibly can. But from a Yellow Jacket perspective, what do you think are going to be some of the keys to the ball game?
Out rebounding them. I mean, you look at this floor, they don't see a lot of bigger people than us. We match up a lot alike. So I think just rebounds and just hitting our shots at the day.
Agree 100%. Rebounding always a key in high school basketball. The tip is going to be controlled by the Yellow Jackets. Sloss gives it back to Cedric Johnson. He'll bring it across half court and set up the offense for the Yellow Jackets. Johnson passes on the right wing to Vordermark. Vordermark guarded by Seaver here in the early going. Ced Johnson has the ball on the left wing, gives it to Huggins between the circles and reverses it to Sloss. Sloss inside to Johnson, knifing to the bucket, misses a bucket. Ball's on the floor. It's going to be picked up by Drayshawn Roberts. And Piqua with the first stop of the ball game, and they're going to bring it across half court. Roberts going to run the point for the Indians. He hands it off to Patton as the Indians are running a little bit of a dribble weave. There's a long three ball by Drayshawn Roberts. No good off the front of the iron. Board is cleaned up by Isaiah Huggins. Huggins finds Cedric Johnson, who gets it quickly across half court. Johnson has it on the left wing, gives it to Vordermark. Vordermark, of course, 29 points in the last ball game. Gives it to Huggins, three ball, right point. No good off the back of the iron. Nice box out and rebound by Dylan Cheney, number 20. He hands it off to Roberts. We have no score a minute into the ball game. Keegan Patton gives it back to Roberts between the circles. He's guarded by Johnson. Starts the offense with a pass to the right side to Devin Seaver. Seaver gives it to Roberts. Roberts going right, passes it to a cutting Jarrell Lewis, who lays it off the glass and in. Nice pick and roll. Nice pass there by Roberts. Nice finish by Lewis.
That's a big man right there. It's hard to get in his way. I remember playing football. He just, when he wanted something, he got it.
So Piqua with an early 2-0 lead. Yellow Jackets trying to tie it up here on this possession or possibly take the lead. Cedric Johnson gets a high ball screen from Isaiah Huggins. Thinks about kicking out to Ryan Sloss. Instead tries to get it to Deegan Meyer, but the ball is stolen by Devin Seaver. Here comes Piqua quickly up the floor. Roberts to the hole. Right hand off the glass and in. The lefty makes a nice right-handed shot. Good defense by the Jackets in transition. Just a better play by Roberts. And Piqua with an early 4-0 lead. Cedric Johnson with the ball near half court. It's going to be stolen by Roberts. Roberts down the left side, up off the glass. It's going to be, blocked by Cedric Johnson out of bounds.
That's a great block right there. He really slid on the momentum of the Piqua Indians right there.
Absolutely. But very active start here by Drayshawn Roberts. 1 for 3 from the floor with 2 points, an assist, a big steal. Off to a really nice start for the Indians. Ball's inbounded to number 20, Dylan Cheney. Cheney working on Deegan Meyer out front. Cheney picks up his dribble at the volleyball line. He's going to give it to Roberts. Ball goes into the right corner to Seaver. Devin Seaver guarded by Sloss. Gives it to Lewis. Lewis gets around Huggins, lays it off the glass. Maybe Huggins got a piece of it.
Looked like a big block right there.
Cam Vordermark quickly up the floor. That's going to be blocked by Keegan Patton into the hands of Jarrell Lewis. Lewis picks up his dribble and gets it over to number 10, Keegan Patton. Nice move across the lane. Keegan Patton lays it off the glass and in, and it's 6-0 in the early going. Piqua really dominating so far.
They're playing at a high pace, and they're just getting the ball out of our hands. Nothing we can do about it at the moment.
Not many points for Piqua in the first ball game, but you wouldn't know it by the start of this one. Cam Vordermark with a pull-up 15-footer, and he cans it. Very tough to guard that mid-range jump shot in high school basketball. Vordermark made a living off of it in game one, and he gets a nice bucket to get the Jackets on the board. 3 minutes into the ball game, they still trail 6-2. I'm sorry, Jackson, go ahead.
I think once he'll get comfortable, he'll start taking that shot a lot more often because it's his money shot right now, and he hasn't really missed it a lot.
Spin move by Darrell Lewis. He's cut off by Huggins. Ball is worked around to Patton. Patton tries to drive on Vordermark, but he's cut off into the hands of Drayshawn Roberts. Roberts looking. He's going to pass it to Cheney. Hands off to Roberts. There's a runner in the lane, but he's going to be bumped and fouled by Cedric Johnson. Probably clean up top, but a little bit of body underneath. That's foul is on Cedric Johnson. That's his first, the team first. And Drayshawn Roberts heading to the line. Roberts' first free throw is up and in. Number 22, Caleb Lyons, checks in for the Yellow Jackets, and Avante Martin checks in for Deegan Meyer. Of course, Avante missed the first ball game, but he's back in the lineup for the Yellow Jackets. Roberts didn't attempt a free throw in the first. Sorry about the scoreboard. That's my fault. I forgot about it, but we'll keep it updated now. It's 8-2. 4.5 to go in the first quarter. Roberts with 4 in the early going. Cedric Johnson gets a ball screen from Avante Martin. Ced's going to pass it up top to Cam Vordermark. Vordermark working on Seaver. Pulls up from 15 feet. In and out, no good. Rebound tipped by Avante Martin into the hands of Devin Seaver. He's going to hand it up to Bryson Roberts just into the ball game for Drayshawn Roberts. Spin move by Seaver down the lane. Left-handed shot up and in.
That's a nice move to get to the basket right there. That's another big point by the Indians.
10-2. Halfway through the first quarter, the Indians on top of the Yellow Jackets are really dominating on both ends of the floor here in the early going. Cam Vordermark gets ball screen from Isaiah Huggins. The ball is reversed to Cedric Johnson. Johnson working down the lane. He's going to kick it out. Huggins, 15-foot baseline shot is in. Isaiah Huggins with his first bucket of the ball game. And that cuts the lead to 6. Nice drive and kick there by Cedric Johnson, and nice shot by Isaiah Huggins. Roberts passes on the right side to Patton. Patton, surveying the defense, is going to cross court pass to Devin Seaver. Seaver gets a ball screen, and he's working at the volleyball line, and he's going to spin dribble. Looking inside for Patton. Now he's going to get it to Lyons. Lyons working on Isaiah Huggins. Lyons is going to kick it out to Cheney as Piqua was being very patient here. The Yellow Jackets doing a nice job of staying in front of him. Bryson Roberts thinks about a 3. Dylan Cheney takes a 3. Nice block by Avante Martin.
That was a big block right there out of the little air.
Avante Martin driving to the low. He's going to kick out. Huggins, 3-ball from the right point. No good. Rebound is nearly taken by Cedric Johnson, but instead Devin Seaver cleans the glass. And Piqua, with under 3 minutes, gets the ball across half court. Bryson Roberts thinks about a 3. Now he's going to drive down the right side. He's going to kick it out to Patton. Patton guarded by Cam Vordermark, looking inside for Lyons, but good job by Isaiah Huggins. Now Patton gets to the hole, lays it up off the glass, no good. Rebound cleaned up by Avante Martin. Martin quickly up the floor. He's going to drive down the right side, pull up, kick out to Cedric Johnson. Right side 3-ball, got it.
Up and in.
Cedric Johnson with the 3-ball and a nice pass from Avante Martin, and that makes the score 10-7, 2.5 to go in the first quarter. Bryson Roberts working on Cedric Johnson. He's going to hand it off to Keegan Patton. Indians like this dribble weave. Seaver's going to kick it out to Patton. Thinks about a pass to the left side. Instead goes back to the right side to Bryson Roberts. Roberts kicks it out to Patton. 3-ball from the left wing. No good. Off the front of the iron. Rebound by Lyons, but it's going to be taken away by the Jackets. Cedric Johnson quickly up the floor to Cam Vordermark. To the hole. Off the glass. No good. Rebound cleaned up by number 10, Keegan Patton. There's a steal by Avante Martin on a cross-court pass. Avante Martin, nice to the hole, off the glass and in. Avante Martin with his first bucket. He draws the contact, puts it off the glass, and the Jackets are within 1.
That looked like it almost should have been a foul, but that was a tough finish right there.
Good move by Avante Martin with his first 2 points of the year. There's a nice crossover dribble by Roberts. Pulls up from 3, no good off the front of the glass, or front of the iron, excuse me. Rebound by Cam Vordermark. Vordermark takes it up on the left wing. He's going to pass it to Avante Martin. Martin, nice foot fake, gets to the hole, no good, in and out. Rebound cleaned up by number 22, Caleb Lyons. It's been back and forth here, Jackson.
It really has. We got a slow start, but we've really picked it back up and slowed them down at the same time.
Quick first quarter.
Very fast.
Ball's on the left side with Bryson Roberts. He's guarded by Cedric Johnson. Going to give it to Lyons. He's going to hand it off to Roberts. Roberts back to Keegan Patton. Patton dribbling at the left point. He's going to hand it over to Devin Seaver. Seaver dribbles down the right side around Sloss. Off the glass. No good. Rebound by Lyons. He lays it off the glass and in. Caleb Lyons. He's a tough box out. He gets the rebound and puts it back up and in.
That's a big man right there with a lot of solid waist right there. You really can't get around it.
Cedric Johnson with the ball at the volleyball line. He's going to pass on the right side to Cam Vordermark. Vordermark stops from three. No good off the front of the iron. We're going to get a foul. That foul's going to be on the Yellow Jackets. Piqua yet to commit a foul in the ball game. That'll be the Yellow Jackets' second team foul. And unfortunately, that's the second on Cedric Johnson. So Johnson with 2 fouls. It's 12-9 with 38.7 to go in the first quarter. Darius Basil seeing his first action of the ball game, and also Josh Webster checking in. So he'll replace Cedric Johnson, at least for the end of the first quarter. I'd be surprised if Coach Willoughby sits him the entire second quarter with 2 fouls.
I don't think he will, because we really need Ced to lead our offense. He's kind of our field general right now. I mean, court general, I guess.
Well, a little bit of both, right? Yeah. Bryson Roberts has it, as Piqua looks like they might be patient enough here to hold on for the last shot. They're running their weave out front. Actually, now they're going to attack Bryson Roberts to the hole on Webster. No good. Rebound cleaned up on the backside by Vontae Martin. Martin quickly up the floor. Nice pass down the lane to Darius Basil. Lays it up and in. What a pass. Nice finish by Basil.
That's a dime right there. You can't ask for nothing better.
10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Quickly across, well, not real quickly across the half court, is Drayshawn Roberts. He's going to get a high ball screen. He turns it down. He's going to kick. There's a 3-ball by Seaver at the buzzer. No good. And that's going to end the first quarter. Yellow Jackets get off to a slow start, but pull within 1 after 1. 12-11. We'll be back in just a moment. Okay, back here after the first quarter, you see some team stats there on the screen. Piqua leading 12-11. The Yellow Jackets 5 for 13 from the floor. Piqua 5 for 15. Rebounding margin, you talked about that, Jackson. Right now, Piqua with the lead in rebounds, 7-5. But only one of those is offensive, but that led to a bucket. Yellow Jackets are going to have to keep boxing out.
I think we will at the long end. So we got to do a slow start, but we'll pick it back up within no time.
So as we start the second quarter, 12-11. Piqua's going to start the ball with the ball in the second quarter. Drayshawn Roberts is going to give it off to Tanner Kemp, seeing his first action of the ball game. Back to Jarrell Lewis, who had the first bucket of the ball game. Lewis gives it back to Drayshawn Roberts. So he gets a dribble handoff to Devin Seaver. Another dribble handoff to Lewis. That dribble handoff is tough to defend. Lewis gets to the hole, lays it up and in.
Strong finish right there.
And that makes the score 14-11. Cam Vordermark with the ball. He's going to pass on the right side to Josh Webster. Webster in the ball game for Cedric Johnson right now, sitting down with 2 fouls. Vontae Martin, nice move to the middle of the floor. Good pivot, up and in. Good patience there by Vontae Martin.
Another strong finish by Vontae today. I feel like that's really what's going to come out of the game.
14-13, Yellow Jackets pull back within 1. Drayshawn Roberts is going to work on Camden Vordermark. He stops from 3, deep 3. No good, rebound to Vontae Martin. Several rebounds here in the early going. In fact, count that 3. There's going to be a travel by Cam Vordermark that's going to give the ball back over to the Indians. Yellow Jackets have pulled within 1, but they have not led in this ball game yet, Jackson.
That's very unusual for us, but I think we'll get around and change that because we're just a better team at the end of the day, in my opinion.
Drayshawn Roberts starting the offense for Piqua. He passes on the right side to Devin Seaver. Seaver tries a pass, but it's nearly stolen by Vontae Martin. It's recovered by Tanner Kemp. Kemp gets across half court. Nice pass by Kemp to Drayshawn Roberts. Reverse layup, up and in. And just like Vontae Martin earlier, he absorbed some contact. Could have been an and one. Beautiful move by Drayshawn Roberts. Josh Webster has the ball on the left point. He gives it to Cam Vordermark. Vordermark knifes down the lane, lays it off the glass. No good.
Almost.
But Cam's going to go to the free throw line.
Let's see if he can change his ways from Wednesday and start hitting these shots early on.
So Camden Vordermark headed to the line. He's a 41.7% shooter on the year. You see Cam's stats for the game so far. So he's got 2 points to go along with 2 rebounds. Substitutions in the ball game. Cam Vordermark misses both free throws. And Piqua cleans up the glass. Here comes Tanner Kemp quickly down the floor. Gets all the way to the hole, up and in, and he's fouled. Nice move there. Good aggressive move by Tanner Kemp going coast to coast. That foul's on Vordermark, his first, team third. Tanner Kemp going to go to the free throw line, where he is a 100% free throw shooter on the year. Kemp eyes it, flies it, hits it. And that makes it 19-13 in favor of the Indians. Cam Vordermark looking underneath for Basil. Basil guarded by Bryson Roberts. It's poked away by Roberts into Drayshawn Roberts' hand. And here comes Piqua. Roberts to Roberts. There's a 3-ball by Bryson Roberts. No good rebound by Darius Basil. Basil's going to bring the ball up the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Nobody picks him up. Gets almost all the way to the hole. Instead, it's going to be off of Deegan Meyer and into the hands of Drayshawn Roberts. Steal for Piqua. Bryson Roberts gets the ball from Lyons. He's going to kick into the left corner to Lane Banning. Banning gets it back to Drayshawn Roberts, working on Basil. Good defense by Basil, forcing a kick out to Kemp. There's a 3-ball. Tanner Kemp, no good off the front of the iron. Rebound by Lewis. His layup is no good. Rebound to Drayshawn Roberts. Kick out, 3-ball. Lane Banning, no good off the front of the iron. But another offensive rebound. Jarrell Lewis is going to kick it. It goes back around. There's a 3-ball by Tanner Kemp from the left point. In and out, no good. And there's going to be a foul on the rebound by Drayshawn Roberts. Jackets get away with one there. Jackson can't keep giving them chances like that.
Off on the rebound is what's going to kill us in the long run. We got to get those back. We got to do it fast.
Have foul on Roberts is his first. Piqua's second. Cam Vordermark going to take the point guard duties for the Yellow Jackets on this possession as he works across half court. Guarded by Drayshawn Roberts. Handoff to Ryan Sloss, who gives it to Avante Martin. Martin with 4 early points is going to pass it on the right side to Deegan Meyer. Back to Avante Martin. Martin to Sloss. 3-ball, left corner. Good, Ryan Sloss. Ryan Sloss from Avante Martin. Sloss with his first bucket, and it's a big one. Cuts the lead in half. It's now 19-16, under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Bryson Roberts driving on Sloss. It's going to be stolen by Basil. Basil gets it to Avante Martin. Martin all the way to the hole, lays it up, no good, but he's fouled by Tanner Kemp. And Avante Martin will go to the free throw line to attempt his first free throws of the year. Good couple possessions there, Jackson. Nice 3-ball by Sloss. Good defense by Basil. And then Avante Martin takes advantage in transition.
I think if we keep that stuff, the game's going to go over real nicely for us. I think we just got to keep up the pace and keep up the intensity.
Avante Martin's free throw is in and out, no good. That makes the Yellow Jackets 0 for 3 in the early going. Substitutions for Piqua. Number 20, Dylan Cheney, and also number 10, Keegan Patton, checking back into the ballgame as they replace Tanner Kemp. And I believe Bryson Roberts sat down. Avante Martin looking for point number 5. His free throw is up, no good. Jackets 0 for 4 from the line here in the early going. Rebound is chased down by Jarrell Lewis. He's going to hand it off to Drayshawn Roberts, who's going to bring it across half court. Drayshawn Roberts with 6 points to lead Piqua. Banning thinks about a 3. Now Roberts takes a 3 and he hits it. Roberts with 9. Nice 3-ball from the left corner. From the right corner. That doubles the lead and makes it 6. Avante Martin is cut off by Roberts. He kicks it out to Vordermark. Vordermark goes back in to Martin, but it's going to be poked away by Patton into the hands of Banning. And here comes Piqua. Drayshawn Roberts gives it to Banning. Shot fake. Now he pulls up from 3. No good off the front of the iron. Glass is cleaned up by Avante Martin. Martin with 4 points and 4 boards here in the early going. There's a pull-up 18-footer by Camden Vordermark. He's hit on the arm, and Cam Vordermark's going to go to the line. We're just about at the halfway point of the second quarter. Yellow Jackets trail by 6, but that's a big foul, Jackson. Drayshawn Roberts off to a really nice start, his second foul, and it looks like he might have to go to the bench for a little bit.
Can't hit that first shot, and let's see if they can get him into a rhythm and start hitting more shots. Landon Davis checks in for number 1, Deegan Myers.
Cam Vordermark now 1 for 3 from the line. He has got 3 points to go along with 2 rebounds. Second free throw is up and in. Make that 4 points for Cam Vordermark, and that is the deficit for the Yellow Jackets. 22-18. Bryson Roberts is going to run the point for Piqua. Looking for Cheney, but instead has to go to the left side to Keegan Patton. Patton gives it back to Roberts. Roberts is going to pass on the right side to Dylan Cheney, guarded by Landon Davis, just checking into the ball game, as you said, Jackson. Lane Banning has it, guarded by Ryan Sloss. Cedric Johnson has sat the entire second quarter so far for the Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets doing a nice job of kind of hanging in there in the absence of one of their key players. Bryson Roberts going to get a ball screen from Dylan Cheney. He drives down the right side. He's going to kick it to Lewis. Jarrell Lewis thinks about it and said we're going to get a double dribble. Kind of an unforced error there, and this ball's going to go back over to the Yellow Jackets as they look to cut the lead, which is right now 4, but not before we get a substitution. Number 5, Devin Seaver, is going to check in for Lane Banning, number 3. Cam Vordermark is going to bring the ball up the floor. He's going to be guarded by Bryson Roberts. Starts the offense with a pass to Sloss. Sloss goes underneath. Devontae Martin, nice cross-lane pass to Darius Basil. Basil lays it off the glass, and the ball is tipped out of bounds. But we're going to get a foul on Camden Vordermark in the ensuing possession, and that's going to be his second. So now Vordermark with 2, Johnson with 2, and Cedric Johnson actually is going to check in.
Looks like Cam almost had the ball right there. I didn't really see the foul, but I know he was going for it.
Yeah, I wasn't looking. I was looking down at the other end. But Vordermark, nonetheless, with 2 fouls. The Yellow Jackets only with 4 fouls, but 2 key players with 2 fouls each. Cedric Johnson playing with 2 fouls. Here's Devin Seaver with the ball for the Indians. He passes it over to Bryson Roberts. Thinks about a long 3 ball. Instead, he likes to go inside to Jarrell Lewis. Lewis working on Devontae Martin. He's going to kick it out to Devin Seaver. Seaver drives down the left side, lays it off the glass, and in. Nice move by Devin Seaver. That makes the score 24-20. Seaver now with 4 points, and that's the lead for the Indians. Cedric Johnson turns down a 3 ball, drives, he kicks to Landon Davis. Basil will take a 3 ball from the left point, no good off the front of the iron. Rebound cleaned up by Piqua and Bryson Roberts. Roberts quickly across half court, 2:20 to go in the first half. He's going to hand it off to Devin Seaver. Lots of handoffs and short passes for the Indians as they try to get the defense moving with that lateral movement. Dylan Cheney thinks about a shot. Instead, he's going to dribble it between the circles and hand it off to Bryson Roberts. And the Indians will be patient on this possession, leading by 4. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Ball goes to number 20, Dylan Cheney. Cheney looking underneath. Instead, he's going to go to Jarrell Lewis. Bryson Roberts thinks about a shot. He's going to drive on Cedric Johnson. Now he's going to go inside to Cheney, lays off the glass, and no, swatted away by Landon Davis.
That's a big block right there.
Rebound comes down to Ryan Sloss. Davis goes inside to Avante Martin. Martin looking, finds Basil across the lane, lays it up, no good. Another swat on the other end by Keegan Patton. He gets his own rebound. 2 big blocks on both sides of the floor, and no points resulting after some pretty nice passing by both teams. So 1:20 to go in the first half. Bryson Roberts, guarded by Sloss, gets a ball screen from Lewis. He's going to kick it out to Cheney. Cheney hands it off to Lewis, thinks about a 3 ball. Now he's going to try to drive on Martin. Ball's poked away by Martin, and he recovers it. Avante Martin quickly across half court. Yellow Jackets have probably run their best offense in transition. There's a 3 ball by Cedric Johnson. Long, no good. Rebound is corralled by Basil. He's fouled. It's going to be on the floor. And at 24-20 with 1:05 to go in the first half, the Yellow Jackets will inbound under their own basket. Darius Basil will be the trigger man. He kicks it to Sloss. 3 ball from the right corner. No good. Rebound comes down and hits the floor. That's when you know you have great box outs. And it's going to go into the hands of Keegan Patton, his 3rd rebound of the ball game. Devin Seaver has it on the right side as we're under a minute to go in the first half. Seaver working on Sloss. A really quick first half. We might be done with the first half before 7:30. I hope I didn't just jinx it. Seaver gives it over to Jarrell Lewis. Lewis working on Martin. And Piqua looking to hold probably here for the last shot unless they get a layup early on. Bryson Roberts has it. He's guarded by Ced Johnson with 2 fouls. Ced's got to be careful. The ball goes out to Devin Seaver. He controls the offense, gets a ball screen from Lewis. Back to Lewis on the roll. Lewis, shot fake. Nice move by Jarrell Lewis. He got 2 birds, and he stepped through, laid it in. Beautiful move by Jarrell Lewis, and the lead is 6.
Oh, the nice up and under right there.
10 seconds to go, under 10 seconds. Cedric Johnson working on Roberts. He's going to get around Roberts, step back, 18 feet. He's going to kick it to Sloss, and the Yellow Jackets won't get a shot off. Great defense to end the half by Piqua. They lead 26-20. We'll pause for just a few moments, and we'll be back with some stats and to talk about the second half. Yellow Jackets trail 26-20 at halftime. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Okay, at halftime, the Yellow Jackets trail Piqua 26-20. Hopefully you've seen some of the stats as we cycled through. We'll highlight a couple of key points. Piqua shooting 39% from the floor. The Yellow Jackets shooting 40%, so pretty similar there, obviously. But the biggest difference, if you look at field goal attempts, Piqua with 28 field goal attempts to the Yellow Jackets 20. Some of that's due to turnovers. Some of that's due to the 4 offensive rebounds, as Piqua has kind of dominated the glass in the early going, 15-9 by our unofficial count. And Jackson, you pointed that as one of your key things in the early going. The Yellow Jackets haven't been able to rebound probably at the level that they've wanted to so far.
I think we'll get back to it. We had a really slow start in the first quarter, and then we got into foul trouble with some of our key players towards the end of the first quarter, which means they had to set out of the second quarter. But I think in this half we'll be playing smarter, and we'll really get back on the glass and start doing what we do best.
Of course, 3 points, 3-point percentage. Neither team really shooting it great from beyond the arc, but difference in free throws. Piqua has taken advantage of their opportunities, 3 for 3 on the ball game. Yellow Jackets 2 for 6, 33%. Obviously, the Yellow Jackets want to improve on that. Both teams with 4 or 5 assists, not too many turnovers for a high school game, 6 and 4 respectively, and everything else pretty even across the board. Biggest difference so far is just more attempts because of less turnovers and more offensive rebounds for the Piqua Indians. Individually wise, when you talk about the Yellow Jackets, you got to talk about Avante Martin. Did not start in the ball game. Obviously didn't play in game 1. Just rejoined the team today, really. And Avante with a really balanced stat line. If you look there, 4 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, a couple steals, 1 block. He's done a little bit of everything, and that's what Avante Martin does.
He's just a big guy. He's long, tall. He's lengthy. He really affects both sides of the ball. He can score. He can play good defense. He can rebound. He can give out assists. He's like a bigger version of Seth. I feel like he does everything just so well, but he's a master of none.
Darius Basil, also with a really nice first half off the bench. So he also leads the Yellow Jackets in scoring with 4 points to go along with 2 boards and a steal. And one other Yellow Jacket has 4 points, and that would be Camden Vordemark. Camden, one of the 2 Yellow Jackets with 4 fouls. With 2 fouls, but he has 4 points to go along with 2 rebounds. For Piqua, when you talk about Piqua, I don't think it's any secret you got to talk about their leading scorer coming into the ball game and also their leading scorer tonight, and that's Drayshawn Roberts. 9 points to go along with a rebound and an assist, but also 3 steals, very active on the defensive end, but he too with 2 fouls. So those fouls could play big, both for the Yellow Jackets and for Piqua down the stretch. Not many fouls in the ball game, but they are with some key players.
I think down the game we'll see who can stay out of foul trouble. Who's going to be who wins the game. But I think at the end of the day, he's playing at a higher level than the rest of us, and it's if we're going to catch up or not.
Also, when you talk about Piqua, really nice first half. Was very impressed with Jarrell Lewis getting to the hole, had a couple nice moves underneath. 6 points and 4 boards. So a couple of those were on the offensive end. So Jarrell Lewis, along with the Indians, all Indians, have really done a nice job on the glass so far, and that's been a big difference in the ball game.
Jarrell had an amazing season in football. Was winning defensive player at the NBL, and I think he just transferred that into the basketball season and just come to that same mentality that he just wants to be the best, and he wants it all.
So Yellow Jackets trail by 6. They're going to start with the ball. New starting lineup to start the second half. For the Yellow Jackets, they're going to send out Seth Johnson, Ryan Sloss, Avante Martin, Isaiah Huggins, and Camden Vordemark. So Avante Martin going to start the second half for the Yellow Jackets. The Indians will send out their original starting lineup of Roberts, Cheney, Seaver, Patton, and Lewis. Seth Johnson starts the offense for the Yellow Jackets in the second half. Ryan Sloss hits a cutting. Avante Martin lays off the glass. Just a little bit short, no good, out of bounds. It's going to be tipped by the Yellow Jackets. It's going to head over to the Indians. Got a good shot there, just unable to convert.
I feel like the Indians really closed down in the paint there very fast. Like there was a hole and then it was gone.
Drayshawn Roberts has the ball. He's going to work across half court. Roberts working on Seth Johnson, each player with 2 fouls. Keegan Patton driving on Camden Vordemark. It's going to be a held ball as Keegan Patton tried to go up with the ball. Camden Vordemark had his hand on top of it, so that alternating possession will give the ball, keep the ball with Piqua, but will give the ball back to the Jackets on the next one. There's a 3 ball from the right corner by Seaver. No good. Rebound to Cam Vordemark. Vordemark gets quickly across half court, working on Cheney all the way to the hole. It's going to be tipped out of his hands. He'll stay with the Jackets, but nice hands there and nice defense in transition by Piqua. 30 seconds into the second half, we have no score in the second half. Vordemark looking, Looking, he's going to get it out to Sed Johnson. Goes inside to Avante Martin. Martin working on Lewis. Gets to the hole, he's going to be fouled. Avante Martin looks pretty clean up top. But the foul's going to be on number 10, Keegan Patton, his first. And that'll send Avante Martin to the line. Avante 0 for 2 from the line so far today. But a chance to become the Yellow Jackets' leading scorer. He doesn't do it on the first one. So that makes the Yellow Jackets 2 for 7 from the foul line so far. That's obviously been a little bit of a disappointment for the Yellow Jackets to this point. Martin's second free throw bounces around and in. And that makes it 26-21. Martin with 5 to lead the Yellow Jackets. Drayshawn Roberts leads Piqua scoring with 9. He's going to give it off to Cheney. Cheney drives down the middle, kicks it out to Patton. Ball works it on the right side to Seaver, back to Roberts. Roberts has it between the circles, guarded by Cedric Johnson. Turns down a ball screen from Lewis. He's going to give it to Dylan Cheney. Cheney doesn't appear to be much interested in outside shots, but he's played a really nice floor game for the Indians so far. Seaver kicks it to Lewis. He drives on Huggins into the lane, spin. Just drug his pivot foot a little bit. Lewis with a pretty nice move, but must have drugged the pivot foot. That's a travel. That'll give it over to the Yellow Jackets.
I know it didn't count in the stat book, but Vontae had a really big block right there. Sitting it back and
doesn't count in the stat book, but it also makes the other team think about it when you got a guy back there that can do that. Obviously, makes you think twice about having shot fakes and so on and so forth. Ryan Sloss has it on the left side. He hits a cutting Sed Johnson to the hole, no good off the glass, and it's going to be rebounded by Devin Seaver. Seaver gives it to Drayshawn Roberts. He's going to bring it up for the Indians, looking to start the offense. Roberts working on Sed Johnson. He's going to kick it on the right side. Ball goes around to Seaver, to Lewis. Drives, pull up, 8-footer, no good. Rebound by Isaiah Huggins. Huggins tries to get it to Johnson, but it's stolen by Roberts. Lays it in and is fouled. Nice play by Drayshawn Roberts. That gives him 11. And Yellow Jackets go from having the ball with a chance to cut into the lead to Piqua getting a steal and a layup. And Drayshawn Roberts really having a nice ball game so far with 11 points and 3 steals. Roberts 2 for 2 from the line today. Make that 2 for 3 as he misses it. Ball is rebounded by Cam Vordermark. Vordermark quickly across half court. He's guarded by Roberts. Inside out dribble. Vordermark to the hole, lays it up and in. Oh, we got a charge. So the official takes that one away. Jarrell Lewis steps in and gets the charge. Cam Vordermark picks up his 3rd foul. So not only the Yellow Jackets not get the bucket, but also the 3rd foul on Cam Vordermark. Looks like Coach Willoughby is going to leave him in. Bryson Roberts is going to check in for Piqua. He will replace Keegan Patton. So both Roberts are on the floor right now. There's a little bit of maintenance being done on the floor. 6:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. 7-point lead. 28-21 for Piqua. Roberts hits a cutting Drayshawn Roberts over to Lewis. It's going to be blocked by Avante Martin. Martin with the block and a rebound. He's going to bring the ball across half court, and that's what you're talking about, Jackson, that presence underneath.
He's just so big. He just does it all.
Avante Martin with a nice move on the other end, goes coast to coast, under control though. He's got 7. Nice play by Avante Martin, and it's a 5-point ball game. Roberts is going to give it to Seaver. Seaver guarded by Ryan Sloss. Devin Seaver working. He's going to give it to Jarrell Lewis. He has it at the top of the key. Trying to get it to Drayshawn Roberts, but he's guarded closely by Cedric Johnson, and I think a pretty good call by the official there. Cedric Johnson was right there by Drayshawn Roberts, who pushed off, and that's going to be Roberts' 3rd foul. So in terms of the game, it's a turnover. No free throws for the Yellow Jackets, but a huge call in terms of that being Drayshawn Roberts' 3rd foul. He leads the Indians with 11 points.
That's going to be a big problem down the game because he might become less aggressive and be a little bit more passive, which takes away from his scoring and defensive ability. Avante Martin with a nice pass from Cam Vordermark. Can't quite get it to go. Rebound cleaned up by Cheney. He gives it to Drayshawn Roberts. Bryson Roberts has it. He gives it to Seaver on the left side. Piqua starts the offense. Drayshawn Roberts with the ball high on the right. Drives, kicks. Bryson Roberts, 3-ball from the left wing. No good off the front of the iron. Glass is cleaned by Ryan Sloss. Yellow Jackets attacking quickly. Cam Vordermark goes right at Cheney. Off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Huggins on the backside. Ball's going to be tipped out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Yellow Jackets. Great job on the hustle play there by Isaiah Huggins. Got that big rebound right there, and kept the ball. That's a momentum shift for them. They need maybe start cutting into this lead a little bit more.
Drayshawn Roberts is going to sit down. There's a three ball by Sloss from the left corner. Got it.
From downtown.
Ryan Sloss with the three ball, his second of the ball game. He's got 6. We saw that earlier in the game where he maybe wasn't quite ready to shoot it. That time Ryan was ready to shoot it. He cans it on the inbounds play, and the lead is now 2, 28-26. Devin Seaver working, passes the left side to Kemp. Kemp goes into the corner to Bryson Roberts, fakes a three ball, cross court pass to Seaver. Seaver drives on Sloss. He's going to kick it out to Cheney, nearly stolen. There's a three ball by Kemp from the right point, way short. Going to go out of bounds and over to the Yellow Jackets. 4:28 to go in the third quarter. Yellow Jackets with their first chance in a while, Jackson, to either tie it or maybe even take the lead.
I think we'll take the lead right here because it looks like Coach Roby's calling a play for us, and these players are always cooking up something special.
Cam Vordermark has it in the high post, looks underneath to Avante Martin. Martin working on Lewis. Cross-court pass to Johnson, 18-footer, no good short. Rebound comes down to Jarrell Lewis. Lewis is going to give it off to Devin Seaver. He brings the ball up the right side. Devin Seaver with the ball halfway through the third quarter. Tries to find Bryson Roberts, but good defense by the Yellow Jackets. The ball goes out of bounds, and we're going to get a technical foul on the Yellow Jackets. Timeout by Piqua, but we also are going to have a technical foul on Avante Martin. We'll come back with the free throws after the timeout, I believe. Let's make sure they're not going to shoot it right now. So timeout first by Piqua. It's going to be a full timeout. We'll pause. We'll come back with the free throws after the timeout. Yellow Jackets trail by 2, 28-26. Okay, back at Sidney High School. Looks like Bryson Roberts is going to shoot the free throws. From the technical foul on Avante Martin. First free throws off the back of the iron, no good. The foul on Avante Martin was just his first. It does count as a team foul as well, team third. Second shot by Bryson Roberts is good. That extends the lead to 29-26. That was the first point of the ball game for Bryson. And Piqua's going to inbound on the side, nearly halfway through the third quarter, leading by 3. Tanner Kemp looking, finds Bryson Roberts finally. He's being trapped, but gets out of it, passes back to Kemp. Kemp works over on the left side to Drayshawn Roberts. He gets a handoff from Lewis, back to Bryson Roberts. Bryson Roberts has it. He passes to Cheney. Cheney's going to hand it off to Bryson Roberts, working on Cam Vordermark. Gets to the hole. Off the glass, no good. Rebound on the backside is going to go to Jarrell Lewis. And it's going to be a foul on the Yellow Jackets on the rebound. And I think I saw 2 shots there. Yeah, so they're calling that a controlled tip on the rebound by Jarrell Lewis. And he's going to get to shoot 2 free throws. And not only that, that's the third foul on Cedric Johnson. So now Johnson, Vordermark with 3 for the Yellow Jackets. And Drayshawn Roberts with 3 for Piqua. Substitution for the Yellow Jackets, Darius Basil is going to check in for Cam Vordermark. And for the Indians, they're going to wait on the substitution. Jarrell Lewis looking for point number 7. He doesn't get it. Rebound is taken by Avante Martin. Martin with his 6th rebound of the ball game to go along with 7 points. Sutter step down the lane. It's going to be stolen by Cheney. Cheney quickly across half court, gets it to Tanner Kemp, knifing to the hole. Kemp caught in the air, gets it over to Lewis, lays it off the glass and in. Jarrell Lewis with a strong move and a strong bucket, and he's fouled. That makes the score 31-26 with a chance to make it a 6-point lead. Fouls on Basil, his first, Sidney's 5th. And that's going to send Jarrell Lewis to the line. He has 8 points to go along with 6 rebounds, 0 for 2 on the ball game from the free throw line. free throws up and in. And that makes it 32-26. So the lead right back up to 6. Sed Johnson has the ball on the right side to Darius Basil. Basil working. He's going to kick it out to Huggins. Thinks about a 3-ball. Said he's going to get it to Sed Johnson between the circles. Johnson over to Sloss on the left wing, guarded by Kemp. Sloss goes around Kemp, gets to the baseline, stops, and lays it in, but not before he travels. Ryan Sloss just drags the pivot foot. Good strong move, but unable to finish because of the turnover. And the Piqua has the ball up 6. Quick pass across half court. Keegan Patton has it, working on Avante Martin. Patton's going to go on the right side to Tanner Kemp. Kemp gets around Sloss. Yeah, not blocked by Martin, but is affected by Martin. Quickly up to Darius Basil. Basil can't quite corral it. That's going to be a turnover by the Yellow Jackets, but an aggressive turnover, Jackson. I mean, you never want turnovers, but at least that one was going to the hole, trying to get a bucket for the Yellow Jackets after some nice defense.
It was a nice pass looking towards Ronte, but it just a little bit out of Darius Basil's reach. I think they'll really fix that up and get it back.
Bryson Roberts, cross court, BB hits Jarrell Lewis, who had a tough angle, but still is able to contort his body and lay it up and in. That's an 8-point lead. Lewis now joins Roberts with 11 in double figures for Piqua. Ryan Sloss thinks about a 3 from the top of the key. Instead, he's going to go back to Basil. Darius Basil drives on Bryson Roberts, and he's going to be bumped. That's going to be a foul on the floor, and the Yellow Jackets will inbound underneath their own basket. Only the 3rd team foul of the half. The 2nd on Bryson Roberts. 2:28 to go in the 3rd quarter. We're going to get a timeout for Piqua. Piqua leads 34-26. 30-second timeout. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, Jackson, when you look at the stats that we just had up there, something that we said wasn't a big deal at halftime has become a big deal here. Jackets with 12 turnovers.
That's really what's been killing our offense right now. We've been doing better on rebounds, but turnovers and fouls are killing us right now on both ends.
Yellow Jackets just get it in time. Nearly a backcourt violation as Isaiah Huggins does his best ballet impression to make sure that the ball stays on this side of half court. There's a handoff to Cam Vordermark. Vordermark gets to the hole. Might have gotten away with a push-off. His shot is blocked. Gets his own rebound. Vordermark spins, lays it off the glass. No good, but we are going to get two foul shots for Cam Vordermark. So Vordermark does a nice job there. It wasn't pretty, but he stuck with it, and he's going to get 2 free throws out of it.
Nobody held onto the ball, even though it took a lot of hits right there.
So Vordermark going to the line. We're on the game. He is 2 for 4 coming into the ball game, a 42% free throw shooter. This one is up and in. That's going to give Vordermark his 5th point and cut the lead to 7. Vordermark with 5 points to go along with 4 rebounds and, of course, those 3 key fouls. Second free throw is also good. That makes it a 6-point game. Sam Reynolds checks in for the Yellow Jackets, seeing his first action, I believe, of the evening. So he replaces Vordermark, who sits down with 3 fouls. Yellow Jackets doing a little bit of a 1-2-2, 3-quarter court pressure here. The ball goes into the left corner to Lewis. Lewis gives it back to Bryson Roberts. Yellow Jackets now are matching up after the zone pressure. Devin Seaver has it out near the volleyball line. They try to run a double screen for Drayshawn Roberts. Roberts, 3-ball, left wing, got it.
Up and good.
Tough looking shot by Drayshawn Roberts, but he has 14, his second 3-ball of the ball game. And the Yellow Jackets facing a 9-point deficit, I believe their largest of the ball game. Avante Martin has the ball poked away, out of bounds, and Sidney's going to have it under their own basket, trailing by 9. Points have been hard to come by for the Yellow Jackets. You got to give Piqua credit for their defense.
They really have. They've been really limiting us at the paint, and we just haven't been hitting a lot of threes.
Sed Johnson can't get the shot to go off the inbounds. It's going to be rebounded by Keegan Patton. He gives it off to Devin Seaver, who brings it across half court. Ball at the volleyball line with Drayshawn Roberts. Passes on the right side to Bryson Roberts. Bryson working on Darius Basil. Gets it to Jarrell Lewis. Lewis back to Roberts, who gives it off to Roberts. at the top of the circle. Roberts step back, long three ball, in and out, no good. Rebound by Avante Martin. Martin with his 8th rebound of the ball game, quickly up the floor. Avante Martin working on Lewis, absorbs some contact, no call. Ball goes off the glass, out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Yellow Jackets. So 58.8 to go. Yellow Jackets looks like they're getting good looks, Jackson. Just can't get them to go right now.
I feel like it was like a bubble wrap over the hoop to get it to go in.
Yellow Jackets get it into Huggins. Turnaround hook shot, no good off the back of the iron. Rebound by Keegan Patton. Patton with 5 rebounds on the ball game. Gives it to Seaver. Back to Drayshawn Roberts. We'll see if Piqua tries to hold it for the last shot here. 50 seconds might be a little bit long for that. Roberts working on said Johnson. He's going to give it to Devin Seaver. Seaver gives it to Lewis, who has it at the right point. Bryson Roberts now guarded by Sam Reynolds, the sophomore. Roberts works around a ball screen from Lewis, hands it off to Drayshawn Roberts.
Almost stolen right there. That was a real close call.
Drayshawn Roberts has it at half court. He's going to kick it to Bryson Roberts. Gets a ball screen from Drayshawn, and Piqua is indeed going to hold it for the last shot here. Good job by the Indians. Bryson Roberts drives to the hole, kicks it on the right side. It goes through the hands of Patton, into the hands of Seaver. He kicks it off his foot. There's a 3-ball blocked by Sam Reynolds. Into the hand of Isaiah Huggins. A desperation heave is just left. It looked pretty good from here, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
But that's going to end the third quarter. Yellow Jackets fall further behind in that third quarter as they now trail by 9. It's 37-28 after 3. We'll be back for the fourth quarter in just a moment. Okay, Jackson, the Yellow Jackets seeing their largest deficit of the ball game so far, down by 9. Only 28 points. Obviously, you think, obviously you're going to have to get some stops on defense. That's always true. But at some point, the Yellow Jackets are going to have to find some offense if they want to come back and have a chance to win this ball game.
I feel like we're getting to the rim. We just can't get our shots to fall, and that's what you just got to change. I think we just got to start taking better shots and just start making them at the end of the day. Just play a lot tighter defense because we can't let this deficit grow any deeper.
Piqua comes out, looks like in a 2-3 zone defense. Cam Vordermark has the ball working against that zone. Between the circles, he's going to kick it on the right side to Darius Basil. Basil drives baseline, kick to Isaiah Huggins. Good idea by Basil. Great recovery by Isaiah Huggins as the pass was just a little bit off the mark.
So Cam twinkle toes moment for him.
Basil, 3-ball, right wing, no good long. Rebound on the backside by Devin Seaver. Seaver controls the ball for Piqua, gives it to Bryson Roberts. He's going to give it back to Seaver, who hands it off to Drayshawn Roberts. Leads all scorers with 14 points, Drayshawn Roberts. It's going to be fouled by Avante Martin. That's going to be Martin's second foul. It's going to be the 6th on the Yellow Jackets, so still a common foul. Piqua's going to inbound on the side. Ryan Sloss is going to check in, replacing Isaiah Huggins. Not a minute into the fourth quarter, but still a 9-point lead for Piqua and the ball. Lewis is going to hand it off to Drayshawn Roberts. He's going to work on Cam Vordermark. Roberts, hesitation dribble, hands it off to Seaver. Seaver looking for somebody to pass it to, gets it to Bryson Roberts. Guarded by Avante Martin. Bryson Roberts is going to give it back to Seaver. Piqua kind of playing a little bit of keep away right now and doing it effectively. As Drayshawn Roberts has the ball high on the right. Cross-court pass to Bryson Roberts, drives on Sam Reynolds, but meets Avante Martin. Once again, not a block, but an affected shot by Avante Martin. Rebounds cleaned up by Sam Reynolds. Reynolds passes on the right corner to Darius Basil, back to Reynolds. Cam Vordermark now has it at the volleyball line. Ryan Sloss working against this zone. Nice dive there by Cam Vordermark. Gets a pass from Avante Martin. And another one there. Good look for the Jackets, just unable to convert. Lewis quickly with the ball on the right side. Gets around Sloss. Nice job by Cam Vordermark to get a hand on the ball. It's going to go into the hands of Drayshawn Roberts. His layup is blocked, but not without a foul. So that'll be 2 shots for Drayshawn Roberts. The foul's on number 2, Ryan Sloss. That'll be his first, Sidney's 7th, but that's a 2-shot foul here.
Really gotta start living in this offensive rebound. It's really hurting us in the long run right now.
And Drayshawn Roberts to the line. Roberts makes the first. That gives him 15 points, 3 for 3 from the line now, as he looks for his second shot. Also good, the lead is in double figures now at 39-28. The Yellow Jackets still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter. Yellow Jackets led in scoring by Avante Martin with 7. Cam Vordermark was 6. As Vordermark running the point for the Yellow Jackets right now. Gets a ball screen from Darius Basil. Vordermark gets it to Sloss. Reverses the ball to Sam Reynolds. Reynolds back to Vordermark. 3-ball, right point. No good off the side of the iron. Rebound by Keegan Patton. Not many offensive rebounds for the Yellow Jackets tonight. Piqua doing a really nice job on the defensive glass. What a play by Avante Martin with the steal and the save. Here come the Yellow Jackets, but it's turned over by Cam Vordermark. Now it's turned back over to Ryan Sloss to the hole. No good off the glass. Rebounded by Martin, up and in. Avante Martin with the bucket. Timeout, Coach Willoughby and the Yellow Jackets. That gets the lead back to single digits. It's 39-30, 5:34 to go. We'll be back in just a minute. Well, Jackson, hopefully, a momentum play there if you're a Yellow Jacket fan. Really nice hustle by the Yellow Jackets on both ends of the floor. Eventually, Sloss comes up with the steal. Doesn't get the bucket to go, but Avante Martin cleans up the glass and puts it in. And hopefully that's a start of something for Sidney.
This is what we really need right now, just a big energy play just to get us going and just a little jump start.
Looks like the Yellow Jackets probably going to come out with, looks like some maybe man-to-man pressure, which you don't see too often from the Yellow Jackets. Usually you see some zone pressure. It is some full-court man here as Cam Vordermark's going to pick up Roberts. Little run and jump, though. Ball goes to Bryson Roberts. He tries to get it to Patton. It's stolen, nearly stolen, by Sam Reynolds. Great effort by Reynolds. So he goes into the 5th row, which he can do because of social distancing and not too many people in the crowd.
He got lucky there with some long legs. He got up above those bleachers, almost took a tumble.
Substitution, number 5, Devin Seavers going to check in for Bryson Roberts. Roberts hasn't scored too many points. He has 1 point from the foul line, but boy, he's played a really nice floor game to complement Drayshawn Roberts, who has the ball out near half court right now, who has 16 points to lead all scorers. Drayshawn Roberts working with a 9-point lead, hands it off to Devin Seaver, working on Darius Basil. Seaver gives it to Lewis. He has it out near the volleyball line. Jarrell Lewis is going to hand it off to Seaver. Seaver cuts the corner, and now he's going to dribble back out. And I'm sure to Piqua's coach's happiness, the Indians not forcing anything here, although there's a turnover. So that dribble handoff that's been very, very effective for the Indians presents a foul there and a turnover that gives it back to the Jackets. And Jackets with a chance here to get a couple possessions where they got consecutive stops and maybe for the first time in a long time that I can remember, consecutive possessions where they can get a bucket.
That would be nice right now because we're lacking on the offensive end.
Avante Martin has it in the post. He gets around Lewis, and he's going to be called for a travel. So the Jackets are unable to convert, and with 4:41 to go in the ball game, still trailed by 9. Some late pressure here from the Yellow Jackets. Drayshawn Roberts splits the defense and tries to get it to Keegan Patton. And sometimes, Jackson, you don't actually steal it, but the idea of pressure is to speed the other team up. And right there, it looked like Piqua got going a little too fast.
Got out of their rhythm, which causing them to turn over and make dumb plays like that.
Cam Vordermark going to run the point for the Yellow Jackets here. Gives it off to Basil. Basil looks to Avante Martin. Martin kicks it out to Sam Reynolds. Reynolds tries to find Sloss. Miscommunication. It's going to be stolen by Seaver. Seaver is going to be fouled by Ryan Sloss. Might have prevented a layup, but it is going to send Seaver to the line for a 1-and-1. Bryson Roberts is going to check in for Drayshawn Roberts. That foul on Sloss is his second, Sidney's eighth, so this is a 1-and-1. Free throw is up, no good off the front of the iron, rebounded by Sam Reynolds. So Yellow Jackets dodge a bullet there. Devontae Martin with the ball, kicks it on the right side to Basil. Basil is going to be fouled. Still a common foul though, only the 6th on Piqua. That'll be the 2nd on Keegan Patton in the Yellow Jackets with 4:09 to go. We're going to inbound. Kind of in a weird spot down in the deep corner. Substitutions. Sam Reynolds is going to check out. Isaiah Huggins and
Cedric Johnson.
Cedric Johnson. Thank you. So 4:09. Vordermark inbounds to Avante Martin. Cedric Johnson hands it off to Vordermark. Pull up 15-footer from the elbow. Rolls in. Cam Vordermark with 8. That's probably his favorite move, and it's a 7-point lead as the Yellow Jackets creep closer. Got to keep getting stops. Seaver has it, being guarded by Vordermark. He's going to hand it off to Lewis, near half court, near steal by Vordermark. He's going to be called for a foul. That'll be his 4th. Sidney's 9th. Still a 1-on-1, but also concerning the 4th foul on Cam Vordermark. Piqua's going to get Drayshawn Roberts right back in the ball game after a quick break. He'll replace Keegan Patton.
Looks like Coach Roby's having a little word with the ref right now.
Yeah, and everybody can hear it now. Sometimes when you have that crowd, you can't always hear. There's another miss by Piqua, so back-to-back 1-and-1s missed. Cam Vordermark, coast to coast, lays it up and in. The first Yellow Jacket in double figures. He has 10. It's a 5-point ball game. Vordermark's got to be careful, though, with those 4 fouls. Seaver, cross half court, splits a trap, gives it to Jarrell Lewis. Lewis, knifes to the hole, pivots, gives it to Cheney. Cheney is going to give it to Bryson Roberts. Roberts working on Sloss, 3:22 to go in the ball game. He's going to kick it out. Seaver drives to the hole, up over Martin, no good. Rebounded by Avante Martin. Martin now in double figures with 10 rebounds to go along with 9 points. Bucket here would give him a double-double. He gets to the hole. We're going to get a charge. Good call there. Nice play. That's the second charge that Jarrell Lewis has drawn. Avante Martin being aggressive, picks up his 3rd foul, but a great job by Jarrell Lewis to step in and take that one right in the chest.
Honestly, I don't even think he feels it anymore. He's just that's a big guy right there.
With it being a player control foul, that's going to not result in free throws, but it is the 10th team foul. We're going to get a timeout by the Yellow Jackets. Timeout by Coach Willoughby. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll pause for just a second and be right back. Well, Jackson, you said it while we were muted there, 16 turnovers.
That's been the stat line for us right now. We really got to change that. That's been killing our offense. I feel like we just got to limit those remaining 3 minutes and 10 seconds for us. They're going to put this game away without a question.
So 39-34. Of course, free throws could become a big factor. Pick was 7 for 12 on the ball game from the line, so not perfect, but they have made some. Missed a couple 1-on-1s here lately. Drayshawn Roberts drives down the right side against Huggins. Got caught in the air, but they're going to call a foul on Isaiah Huggins. So Huggins with his 2nd foul. That's the team 11th. It's going to be 2 shots for Drayshawn Roberts. Jackson, he's had a really nice ball game so far.
Yeah, he's gotten crafty with it and gotten to the rim at will, it feels like.
Drayshawn Roberts with perfect 4 for 4 on the ball game. Make that 5 for 5. So the lead goes back to 6. That's his 17th point. Roberts eyes the second one, 3:03 to go in the ball game, and he hits it. 18 big points for Jayshawn Roberts. Gonna be a substitution. Tanner Kemp's going to check in for Devin Seaver. Yellow Jackets with Vordermark, Johnson, Martin, Sloss, and Huggins on the floor. Cedric Johnson's going to bring the ball across half court, working on Jayshawn Roberts. Gives it over to Cam Vordermark. Vordermark hands it off to Huggins. Yellow Jackets do a little dribble weave of their own. Vordermark has it, gets a ball screen from Cedric Johnson. Isaiah Huggins with a high on the left, into the corner to Ryan Sloss. Sloss goes inside to Avante Martin. Martin, pivot toward the baseline. Nice, strong move by Avante Martin. Martin with a double-double. He's got 11 and 10, and the Yellow Jackets get a bucket right back, and there's a foul in the backcourt by Ryan Sloss. 2:35 to go. 5-point lead for Piqua, and Tanner Kemp is going to stroll down to the other end of the floor and take free throws. Coming into the ball game, he was a perfect 100%. And now it is still 100%. 1 for 1 tonight from the free throw line. Kemp looking for point number 4 and gets it. That makes it a 6-point lead. And Tanner Kemp eyes the free throw. Number 2, it's also good. So nice free throws there by Tanner Kemp. Piqua's hit 4 in a row after missing 2 front ends of 1-and-1s, and they lead by 7. Yellow Jackets need to keep scoring. Cedric Johnson brings it across half court. Looking at a 2-3 zone from Piqua. Cam Vordermark gives it back to Ced Johnson. Flare screen for Cam Vordermark. Vordermark stepping back, thinking about a shot. Instead, he's going to pass it to Isaiah Huggins, who gives it to Ced Johnson, who resets the offense. Good call by Piqua's coach here to slow the Yellow Jackets down a little bit, as they had gotten a little bit comfortable for the first time offensively with a couple of layups. And now also that clock winding against this zone. Cam Vordermark has it. He gives it to Avante Martin. Back out to Vordermark. 3-ball, right corner. Got it. Cam Vordermark heating up. He's got 13 as they fix the net. It's a 4-point ball game. That was a big kick out by Avante Martin and a big shot by Cam Vordermark. We're going to get a timeout by Piqua. 1:55 to go in the ball game. It's a 4-point lead. We'll be back in just a moment. Jackson, early in the second half, the Yellow Jackets pulled within 2, and then Piqua really stretched that lead out to double figures. Bad Jackets, you got to give them credit. Whether they win or lose this game, really battled hard to get back in the ball game. Give themselves a chance here with 2 minutes to go.
They haven't made this game easy for the Indians at all. I feel like we've been in the fight all day.
Going to look deep. Fouls. Tanner Kemp is open. He's going to go to the hole. Cam Vordermark with 4 fouls. Does a nice job of not fouling and not letting Kemp score, but Kemp sticks with it and puts it up and in. That's a 6-point lead now for Piqua. Good job by the Indians. Cam Vordermark quickly across half court. Looking. He's going to pull up from 15 feet. Ball's tipped out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Sidney. 1:35 to go, 6-point game.
Looks like Coach Libby's upset looking for a foul call on that shot.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. I'm too far away. Cam Vordermark has it underneath. He's going to pass it out top to Isaiah Huggins. Gives it to Ced Johnson. We're going to get a hold on Jarrell Lewis, and that's away from the ball, so that's going to send Avante Martin to the free throw line. Avante Martin has a 1-and-1 upcoming. He's 1 for 4 from the line tonight. But if you look at that stat line, pretty impressive first ball game for Avante Martin. 11 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. He's done a little bit of everything for the Yellow Jackets. Big free throws coming up.
We've been a jack of all trades tonight. Just done everything, affected all sides of the ball.
Misses the free throw, though. Rebounded by Jarrell Lewis from Piqua. Piqua has the ball, controlling a 6-point lead. Seaver gets to the hole, lays it off the glass, and in. It's an 8-point lead for Piqua, 47-39. Ced Johnson quickly across half court. Johnson hands it off to Vordermark. Vordermark gives it to Martin. 3-ball from the right point. Avante Martin, no good off the front of the iron. Rebound cleaned up by Tanner Kemp. Kemp hands it off to Drayshawn Roberts, and the Jackets are in some real trouble now. Minute to go, trailing by 8, and Piqua has the ball. Devin Seaver working on Avante Martin. There's going to be a foul by Martin, and with exactly a minute to go, that's going to send Devin Seaver to the line, where he is 0 for 1 on the ball game. Pretty key exchange right there, Jackson. Piqua's making some free throws. The Yellow Jackets get a good look, just can't get it to go, and Piqua really fighting hard. Some guys who haven't scored many points. Tanner Kemp comes to mind, a big bucket there a couple possessions ago.
Yeah, I feel like they've had more points off the bench right now. They've been getting good subs in, keeping their players fresh, and they've just done a better job than we have.
Free throw's good. That makes it 48-39. Seaver has 7 points on the ball game, make that 8, as the lead is back up to double figures and 10. Dylan Cheney's going to check in for Piqua. Isaiah Huggins rolls the ball in to Cedric Johnson as he's going to try to work as quickly as possible. Gives it to Isaiah Huggins. Huggins looking, he's going to give it to Sloss, but it's going to be stolen by Bryson Roberts. Turnovers have been the story for the Yellow Jackets in the second half, and there's another one. Tanner Kemp has it near half court. He's working on Avante Martin. Wisely pulls the ball out. And Piqua looks to salt this one away. They're going to go to 1-1. The Yellow Jackets will fall to 1-1. As Piqua really, Jackson, you got to give him a lot of credit. The Yellow Jackets played hard.
They did.
But Piqua, there's a steal by Cam Vordermark. Piqua just executed extremely well, especially on the defensive end. Vordermark gets to the hole, lays it up and in. That'll give him 15 points after a 29-point opener. But it only cuts the lead to 8, still a 3-possession ball game with 23 seconds left. Love the fight from the Jackets.
I do too. They want this bad. This is a rivalry game right here, so this matters. Goes in the record book.
It looks like Piqua's going to take that rivalry game as we're at 20 seconds to go. 8-point lead for the Indians. Bryson Roberts takes across half court. Looks like the Yellow Jackets might be content to not foul. Still going to try to get a steal. Seaver has it right at half court. He's going to give it to Drayshawn Roberts. Gives it to Cheney. Cheney elects not to shoot it, dribbles it out to the three-point line, and that's going to be the ball game. 49-41. Piqua victorious. They move to 1-1. The Yellow Jackets fall to 1-1. You can't fault the effort from the Yellow Jackets, Jackson, but give Piqua a lot of credit. Defensively, they were really, really stingy tonight on the boards, and they forced a lot of turnovers.
I feel like we have to take anything away from this night. It's got to be rebounds and it's got to be fouls. We just got to do better at the foul line at the same time. We just got to do better in a lot of areas to get better, but I think we'll bounce back next week.
Absolutely. Yellow Jackets in action twice next week on Wednesday and Friday, as that will kind of be the theme throughout the year. We'll round up here with a few stats as you look at team stats. Piqua 49, Sidney 41 is the final. Both teams shooting around 36-37%. Yellow Jackets made more threes, but Piqua from the free throw line really hurt the Yellow Jackets. 13 for 18. Of course, a lot of those coming late in the ball game for Piqua for 72%, but the Yellow Jackets missed some opportunities, Jackson, at the free throw line throughout the game. Some 1-and-1s that they missed, but 5 for 12, when you're having trouble scoring, 5 for 12 from the line isn't going to get it done.
No, it's not. It really hurt our team, and I think if you look at that turnover ratio right there, 16-11, so it really hurt us down the stretch.
Absolutely. You want as many assists as turnovers in the high school game, and neither team was able to do that, but Piqua much closer to that with 7 assists and 11 turnovers. The Jackets only 6 assists and 16 turnovers. Rebounding was a real factor early on, maybe a little bit of a factor late, but in the middle again, the Jackets did a pretty nice job, but like you said, we kind of wanted the Jackets to control the boards. They certainly did not control the boards tonight, getting out rebounded 29-24. 5 blocks for the Jackets, 4 for Piqua. And let's look at some individual stats. For the losing Yellow Jackets, Avante Martin finishes the game with a double-double, 11 points and 10 rebounds to go along with 4 assists and 2 steals. He was 5 of 10 from the floor, only 1 of 5 from the free throw line, but a really nice first game for Avante Martin. Camden Vordermark follows up an impressive 29-point performance with 15 points to go along with 5 rebounds tonight. 4 for 7 from the free throw line. Was inhibited a little bit by foul trouble as he ended up with 4 fouls, but was able to avoid fouling out for the Yellow Jackets. Ryan Sloss also with a couple of 3 balls. He had 6 points to go along with a couple of steals for the Yellow Jackets. Going over to Piqua, and the first person that we need to look at there is Drayshawn Roberts, probably our player of the game. 18 points to go along with 3 rebounds and 3 steals, and battled a little bit of foul trouble as well. And at a time in the game when Piqua was struggling to get some free throws to go, he steps up to the line and hits 4 in a row and goes 6 for 6 for the ball game. Once again, 18 points, 3 rebounds. Nice game by Drayshawn Roberts. Also, a lot of credit goes to the big guy in the middle, number 21, Jarrell Lewis, as he was 5 of 10 from the floor, only 1 of 4 from the free throw line, but 11 points to go with 7 rebounds, and really did a nice job of controlling the tempo for the Indians.
He did. He really limited people getting to the paint as easily as we did last game. He was there, and we felt his presence today.
A couple other players we want to highlight for the Indians, late in the game especially. Tanner Kemp, 7 points to go along with 3 rebounds and 2 assists. But I can remember a big play where he got a steal, went down to the other end and got an and one. Really nice play and a really nice ball game from Tanner Kemp. And then finally, Devin Seaver. We didn't say his name a lot tonight, but really just kind of a quiet, really nice floor game for Piqua. 8 points to go along with 5 rebounds and an assist and a couple of steals. So the Yellow Jackets fall 49-41. I'd like to thank my stat guys. I'd like to thank Jackson. Thanks for doing some color for me tonight.
Thank you.
And then Luke Bemis on camera. Appreciate you guys helping us out. We'll bring you whatever home game we have next Wednesday, whether it's a varsity girls or a varsity boys. Also tomorrow, if you want to tune in, we're going to have the wrestling match. We won't have any commentary or anything because, first of all, I'm not going to be here. Second of all, I know absolutely nothing about wrestling. But we will have the camera on there so that you can kind of watch and see what's going on there if you're interested in the wrestling match. Yellow Jackets fall to 1-1, 49-41 to Piqua. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Have a safe and healthy weekend.